Welcome back to Pink's Jewelry for another tutorial. I've had a few requests for this specific technique, so I'm excited to bring you this tutorial on crimping. It can be kind of tricky, but once you get it, it can go really smoothly. So don't get frustrated if it takes a little while. It's just one of those things that it'll go really smoothly, or it might give you some little bit of challenge. So either way, I hope that this video helps you, and as always, if you have any requests, please let me know. I will be happy to film them for you. Enjoy and have a wonderful day. Okay, the type of wire I will be using today is from Bead, and it is 7 strands, and depending on what brand you use, many times they will tell you right on the front packaging what type or size of crimp bead to use. In this particular case, they are recommending to use crimp bead number 1 or tube number 2. Now, if you're new to crimping, let me tell you the difference. The crimp bead number 1 is just a little round crimp bead, and the tubes, which is what we will be using today, are just that, shaped like small tubes. We will be using the crimp tube number 2 for today's tutorial, and those are by Bead. Here is a close-up of the crimp bead. Very tiny. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to show you how to attach a lobster clasp using wire and a crimp bead. Main purpose of this tutorial is for the crimp bead, but this way you can see the whole process. Okay, so once you have the crimp bead on the wire, then you thread on your lobster clasp, round it over, pinch both together, and thread them through the tube crimp bead. And pull it this way. Now, normally when I'm making a bracelet, I will use a wire guard during this process. However, since the purpose of this tutorial is to teach you how to crimp, I did not want to use that because it could kind of disguise the crimping process and could kind of get in the way. So if I were making this into a bracelet, I would be using a wire guard as well. Okay, so once you have threaded your wire through the crimp tube, pull the crimp tube down so that you just have a little bit of space between the tube and the clasp, or whatever it is that you're attaching. Then you're going to want to separate the wire, and this is where it can get a little bit tricky. You're going to want to separate the wire so that it's not like this when you crimp down. You want it to be a little bit separate, because what's going to happen is you want each wire, when you crimp down, you want each wire to be in its own little loop that you'll make with the crimp, or its own little channel, rather, might be a better way of describing it. Okay. So while you have those pulled apart, take your crimping pliers, and you'll notice there are 2 shapes here. You're going to start with the back one, the half moon crescent shape, and you're going to place your you're going to place your crimp bead in that setting. The back one right here. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. And you might find when you're doing that the wire will come loose a little bit, like that. So just pull it back down. Hold on to both sides of the crimp wire and then apply just enough pressure to crimp the bead. So let me show you from this angle. Okay, so crimp it down. And then you're left with that shape, that half crescent shape. And you see how there is a wire coming through each side? That's exactly what we want. Okay, so once you have that, you're going to do the second step. Take your crimping pliers and you're going to turn this so that it is, the indented part is facing away from you. This is how I do it that's most comfortable. You may find a different method, but this is what is most comfortable. So face that away. Then you're going to use the front setting on your crimping pliers and you're going to round this out. So take the front setting while this is faced away from you, the dented side is faced away from you, so the smooth kind of half rounded side is facing towards you. Put it in your crimping pliers. So what you're left with is the indented side facing up when you're holding the pliers like this, or away from you if you're holding it like this. And then you're going to simply press down again. And that is the second step. And once that is done, this is what it will look like. Okay, and then in another tutorial, I will show you how to make this look even nicer with a crimp cover and a wire guard, so that when you have your bracelet completed, you won't even see the crimp bead. It'll be nice and tucked away under a decorative crimping cover, and the wire will be through a wire guard, so it's just more of a clean and finished look. So that'll be another tutorial. I hope you'll stay tuned, and I hope that this was helpful to you today. If you have any requests for technique, or if you need me to redo something, or you have something specific that you would like to learn, please let me know. I really enjoy doing requests. Thank you so much for requesting this tutorial, and have a wonderful evening. Also, all of you who know me know I'm a nail polish fan, so I just wanted to share with you the nail polish I was wearing in this particular video. It is the Sally Hansen Complete Salon Manicure series, and the number is 530, and it's called Back to the Fuchsia. And it's very bright and fun and colorful, and that is what I am wearing.